Hey everybody, GC13 here. Back in the first season of Infinity Train, 1-1 was the first denizen of the train that Tulip ever met. He was a constant companion, and always tried to help out to the best of his ability. When MT got it in her head that she should get a number and leave the train, I'm sure I wasn't the only one who thought that as soon as she met 1-1, he'd be able to help her reunite with Jessie. It turns out, however, that I was only half right. 1-1 was definitely able to help, he just didn't want to. As far as 1-1 was concerned, MT was a fellow denizen of the train. Since only passengers were given numbers, and only people with numbers could leave, MT was stuck on the train. He wasn't cold towards her. He congratulated her on how well she had helped Jessie on his journey, and wanted to see her help many more people in the future. That pressed a bit of a button in MT, though. She had escaped from the mirror world because she wanted to be free to live her own life, so being told to do anything, regardless of how good a thing it was, wasn't something she wanted to hear. It didn't help that it was a conversation with Mace, the reflection enforcement officer from the mirror world, that made her so sure she wanted to leave. Without him mocking her about still being trapped on the train, things might have turned out differently for MT and Alan Dracula before Jessie found them again. So if we expected 1-1 to be willing to help, why wasn't he? The answer is that he remembers his purpose, to help the train do its job. And the train's job is to help people with numbers get their numbers down to 0, so they can leave the train. If you don't have a number, then you must be a denizen. Welcome to the team, friend! But if 1-1 is just a robot built and programmed to do a particular job, then we have to wonder who made him. I suppose at this point, any chance, however small it ever was, of the train being 1-1's own creation is out the window. Still, you tell me that wouldn't have been a wonderful bit of quirkiness, a little robot like 1-1 conceiving and creating the Infinity Train all on his own. And really, at this early point in the series, whoever created 1-1 in the train is going to be someone, or something, we can only imagine. There hasn't been any foreshadowing yet, any clues. Still, after the end of Season 2, it looks like we might just learn about the train's origins someday. I know I never expected to know much of anything about the inner workings of the train, but we saw a whole lot during MT's quest to get a number so she could leave. Who knows what Season 3 could bring? It will probably bring some kind of a resolution for the Apex. Those horrible kids. And since Season 2 taught us so much more about the train than I thought we'd ever learn, I can imagine a world in which Season 3 sees Grace sitting down with the creator of the train, its architect, if you will, and having a little chat about the train's true purpose. I don't know what the creator of the train would have thought about MT's situation, or whether they'd be happy or upset that she was sent back with Jessie, but I do know that 1-1, the robot they created to run the train in their stead as the conductor, wasn't given the freedom to decide on the matter one way or another. He got trapped in a loop of contradictions. MT must go with Jessie so Jessie can get home, but she can't leave because she has no number, and the point of the train is to get the number to 0 so its passenger can leave. He relies on simple logical statements of how things are supposed to operate, but has no ability to fall back on a more complex understanding of his orders when two things that must always be so cannot both be so. Until we meet this creator, or at least some higher functioning representative, we won't have any way to know how 1-1 should have resolved Jessie and MT's problem. Maybe that will be Grace's redemption. With her so deeply confused about what the train is for, she needs to talk about it with someone. Amelia still needs to make an appearance in a season or two as a wise mentor, but who better to set a wayward passenger straight than the train's creator? What do you think the train's creator is like? When do you think we'll learn more about them? Let me know down in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, and dislike it if you didn't, and make sure you subscribe to the channel because we always have more videos coming.